Aloha and hello out there, everybody. What's going on? This is Miho from the Too Close to Call podcast series, joined as always with my co-host Pags, and this is probably my favorite series that we record because we got no structure, very little planning. We're talking about whatever the hell we want, and typically it turns into a pretty solid conversation.
We're here, we're there, we're going into politics, we're diving into idiotic things people do in Florida. It's great.
Yeah, it's all over the place, and like I mentioned, Pags and I don't really talk beforehand in this one. We both just kind of come up with 3 or so things that we saw throughout the week that we wanted to touch on, so I'll jump right into my first one here. And did you see the news about what happened to a small town in West Virginia? Their water supply turned pink. Did you see this?
I did not.
West Virginia's town turned their water pink, but apparently it was still okay to drink. It was just due to the water treatment facility. They either use potassium or sodium permanganate.
Ugh.
Sodium
We're so good at chemistry.
permanganate. I don't even know how the hell to say it. But apparently it's drinkable. And my question to you is, would you drink pink water if you got the okay that it's just water?
So I'd probably just drink it and pretend it's rosé and be like, I'm going to get hammered off my faucet water, baby. I'm from West Virginia. Who gives a shit?
We got the placebo effect coming in hot.
So they didn't warn these people that it was going to turn pink? All of a sudden it just turned pink?
Yeah, it just turned pink. People started calling, tweeting out, going, what the hell's going on? And then, the township and the local municipality basically said it's okay. And then we had scientists and biologists tweeting in, basically saying what I told you, that this is a side effect caused sometimes due to sodium permanganate, and this could happen, and everything's fine. Once it flushes through the system, it'll be back to normal.
Interesting. So I got one that I find absolutely hilarious, but it kind of annoys me at the same time. There was a wedding. It does not say where, but let's just throw a state out there and say it happened in New York. This sounds like a bridezilla from New York.
Okay.
So the bridezilla, about 10 minutes left in the wedding, decides, this bartender, I'm hearing great things. People are tipping their jar. I'm taking this jar for myself.
And
Complete violation.
snags the tip jar from the bartender.
I didn't even know this was a thing. Some people at weddings make the tip jars at the bar honeymoon jars for the people, and then they pay the bartender a certain fee, like 25% of whatever they're charging for the booze.
Okay.
So apparently this bridezilla was like, hey, yeah, I wanted this to be a honeymoon jar. I just realized it now, so I'm taking this money. And this bartender went on Reddit and freaking ripped this bride.
Oh my goodness gracious, man. I've never heard any of those things, first of all, about the honeymoon jar. I know some have tips and some don't. They tend to make that announcement beforehand. Hey, no need to tip. We've taken care of everything behind the scenes. If not, you throw a handful of ones or maybe a 20 at one time. Say, hey, here you go. This is for me for the night type of move. But never seen the old tip jar, a.k.a. honeymoon jar. Please donate for me. Yeah, no thank you. I'm going to go ahead and keep my cash.
Yeah, I'm giving you money in your freaking wedding gift. I don't need to be giving you money for the drinks I'm getting. What is your move with weddings? Are you the ones guy, or you give the lump sum right off the bat?
I'm typically a 20s guy. The wife will have ones or a 5 or something, but I tend to find my guy or gal that pours the right drink or serves the correct amount of alcohol, so to speak, so I don't have to keep showing up, and or will pour me a double when the singles are the standard, and it's just kind of like, hey, here you go, I'm putting this here. I'm going to come see you whenever I need a drink. And they're like, sounds good. You kind of built that rapport early on that when they see you in line, they know what's going on. And every now and then you'll even get that pour in place to the side where you don't even wait in line. And it's like, thanks, Bob. I appreciate it.
So I'll throw about into the tip jar right off the bat, make sure they see it, and be like, hey, you're taking care of me tonight. But I learned the lesson the hard way. One time I had a whole bunch of cash in my wallet, and by the end of the night, I didn't have any because I was just like, woohoo, this guy's giving me drinks. And I just kept throwing cash in there because I was like, shit, I gave him all my money.
Free drinks? Awesome. Here's $5. I appreciate it.
So jumping off of that, I have another story that has to do with money, and Canada is all over the news with the whole Kevin Durant thing, all kinds of stuff. Here is a little story for you about Canadian police.
Is it the Mounties?
The Mounties, yes. So the Mounties are cracking down. Canadian driver slapped with $430 fine for tossing lit cigarette out his window. Oh, baby. So the guy pulls him over and he's like, hey, you threw that cigarette out, $430 fine, here you go. And the driver's like, what the hell? He goes, what am I supposed to do? He goes, don't smoke in the car. Why would you throw it out outside your car? And the driver hit him with, I didn't want my car to burn down.
Because if I put it or leave it in this ashtray, it's clearly going to light my gas tank on fire, and then we got a big explosion, sir. Are you really saying you want a big explosion instead of a little cigarette butt on the highway?
The Mountie hit him with, don't smoke in your car then. I don't know. I mean, I understand the whole littering thing, and you probably should light it out, but $430, holy hell.
Canada having none of that ish, dude. They're like, listen, we're about to legalize, if not, we already have legalized marijuana. Just fucking hit the spliff at home before you go out. Don't be throwing the butts, you know? But Canada,
I
dude.
just saw that. I was like, this is crazy.
He was just like, oh, sorry. Hey, I got to give you this fine. You threw the cigarette butt out. Sorry. You got to pay.
Sorry, I didn't want my car to burn.
Right. It's just crazy, man. So, hey, staying outside of the country, one of my takes was that apparently Europe and its tourist destinations are being overrun by tourists because it is so cheap to get there and visit nowadays.
So we're talking like Rome, Spain, all those spots?
Yeah, the Louvre, the Mona Lisa. There's even one on here that talks about, I don't know how I'm going to pronounce it, but the historical center of Drumnovik, otherwise known as the Game of Thrones King's Landing. Well, apparently its capacity is 8,000 people at a time. Well, in the first 3 months alone, there's been over 100,000 tourists who have arrived, which is over a 50% increase from the year before, because overseas flights are getting more and more inexpensive from Newark, JFK. They're hopping right over, going to these places, man. And basically Europe is trying to figure out how to limit tourists, because obviously their economy and everything's driven on it, but it's becoming the point where they're kind of getting overwhelmed and overrun. And I don't know if there's going to be like a wait list on what's going on, but the number of people on these flights is up over 50% to pretty much everywhere over there. And they're like, hey, thanks, but slow down a little bit, guys.
My thing is, why don't they just increase the freaking prices of the tickets?
Yeah, there you go, right? And then everybody will get pissed off and hate Europe.
Yeah, I mean, I hate Europe as is, so I'm not going over there.
Yeah, but that's apparently the new thing, man. Everybody's going over there. It's too crowded. There's too many people. They can't accommodate everything. But Americans just want to go see a little painted picture of a woman from a long, long time ago.
Mona Lisa, you're an overrated piece of shit. Ever see that movie?
No.
Oh, that movie's great.
What movie is that?
It's Never Stop, Never Stoppin'. It's the Lonely Islands.
Oh,
His one
God.
song is called Mona Lisa, and that's how it goes. It's so freaking funny.
That is funny, man. That is funny. What's your last one here that we have to touch on?
My last one has to do with what happened last night over in... Is the World Cup being played in France?
I actually don't know where the World Cup is.
I think it's in France.
And up until about 8 hours before the USA played Thailand, when ESPN popped up a graphic that was like, hey, 8 hours from now, World Cup Women's goes live. I was like, already? Now?
Right.
What the hell are their marketing people doing? Like, I didn't even have any idea this is happening. I was like, is this a qualifier? Oh, who cares about these exhibitions? Oh, wait, this actually counts? Holy moly.
Dude, I had no idea, and I won't watch anything until maybe they get to the finals, and I'll flip it on for a little bit. But U.S. plays Thailand. Obviously, you know, U.S. women's is a very dominant in World Cup, unlike our men folk who can't even freaking qualify for the World Cup.
They won the dang thing 4 years ago, so they're trying to repeat this year.
And you got babes like Alex Morgan and Julie Ertz, so it's fun to watch. But they put up a 13th spot on Thailand.
I can't believe they missed the extra point after that second touchdown.
Unbelievable. 2 touchdowns, a missed extra point, and Thailand gets shut out. How the hell do you score 13 goals? And they celebrated every single one of their goals. Come on. We need to show a little bit more class here, freaking U.S. women's national team.
So I'm glad you brought this up, man, because I'm torn on this, right? Like, I'm not a soccer guy, okay? So I don't understand the unwritten rules of soccer like I do the unwritten rules of baseball. So from a macro level and a perspective, this is the World Cup, Pags. If you want to score 13 goals or 21 goals, score 13 goals or 21 goals. Like, make a 10-goal rule if you don't want them to score 13 goals. We're at the World Cup. This is the best of the best. And I don't know the answer, but I'm assuming there's some sort of goal differential involved with seeding or tiebreakers. That tends to be something that the soccer guys and gals like as a tiebreaker. So, yeah, pump in as many as you can. Now, when it comes to the celebration, this is kind of parallel again with the Major League Baseball of let the kids play, because in my side is Alex Morgan should not be celebrating her 4th or 5th goal. I'm okay up through the hat trick. That's kick ass. I would love to score a hat trick in any sort of game. I would totally fucking celebrate through 3 goals.
Oh, yeah.
So when you get to 4 and 5, it's kind of like, yeah, that was sweet. Okay. And if these other players are all scoring their 1st or 2nd goals, Pags, think about it like this. These girls have busted their ass for the last 4 years, played their entire careers trying to get to this point. It may be their first World Cup goal ever, or even their 3rd or 4th, but first in this tournament. Like, yeah, man, they're going to celebrate. This is the culmination of 4 years. I just scored in the World Cup. I don't care if it's 12-0. That was awesome.
No, I get the whole 13-0 thing. I would score. If you can't stop us, we're going to score as many goals as possible. It was just a celebrating, man. I'm just like, okay, Megan Rapinoe, you scored. You've played in 5 fucking World Cups already. I get it. But I don't need to see you doing your little shimmy and shake and shit while the Thailand team is fucking, like, giving up their 11th goal and being like, oh, my God, when's this thing going to be over?
Hey, Pags. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of the goals or celebrations.
Full disclosure, me neither.
So I don't know how in their face it was or how over the top, if we're doing like getting everybody involved or if they were just shimmying or whatnot. But either way, man, screw them. Screw the rest of the world. Do you celebrate if you're up 19-0 like it's 1-0? Hell, add all that extra time, because that's what soccer does. They just add the time to the end and keep making you do math. So, I don't know. I get confused because I'm like, I thought it was 90 minutes. Well, we had a lot of celebrations, so now it's +6. Oh, okay, cool. Whatever.
Now, I wonder, did they add time when the game was 13-0? Like,
you would hope not, right? But I would assume they had to. They had to, right? It had to be like 3 minutes, which I think may be like the minimum that you can put on there.
That would be hilarious if they scored another goal in extra time.
Oh, my gosh. They probably did. They probably did. So my last take here, and I'm sure you saw it because it was all over, but the follow-up question is the one that I'm most curious for you to answer. Are you ready?
Okay, yes.
Justin Bieber challenges Tom Cruise to a fight in the octagon on Twitter. You saw this?
Yes.
My question to you, and the question flirting around Twitter, is random people are now challenging celebrities who are 31 years older than them to a fight, jokingly on Twitter, because Tom Cruise is 31 years older than Justin Bieber. So I'm going to read you a list here of about 3 to 5 names of current 61-year-old celebrities, and you need to challenge one of them to a fight in the octagon, and then we're putting it on our Twitter, baby.
Okay.
Let's see. We got Alec Baldwin, Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, man.
Gary Oldman. Fitting name there for Gary. Steve Buscemi. Ice-T. And the last 2 here, Ray Romano or Drew Carey.
Oh, man. All right. So start with Alec Baldwin. He kind of drives me nuts with his
Trump
takes
on
and
social
stuff like that.
Saturday Night Live. Trump.
He drives me a little nuts with that, but I love him so much in Departed that I wouldn't want to fight him because he's so freaking funny in Departed.
Yeah, it is a badass role.
Steve Buscemi, I love. Wouldn't want to fight him. Dolph Lundgren, I wouldn't want to fight him because I think he would fucking rip my head off.
He would kick your ass.
Yeah, I don't want to fight Dolph Lundgren. I'd probably go Drew Carey.
Or Ray Romano, right? Give me the 2 comedians.
I kind of like Ray Romano, but yeah, I love Gary Oldman. I wouldn't want to fight him.
It'll be the new Happy Gilmore, Price is Right, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He fought Bob Barker. You're taking on Drew Carey. Dude, what the hell is Justin Bieber doing? His Twitter had to be hacked, right?
Yeah, it had to be. There's no way he would beat Tom Cruise either.
Dude, Tom Cruise
would kick his ass.
Yeah, dude. He does like all his own stunts and shit. The guy's a total badass.
Beeps, did you not see Mission Impossible? The guy's a freaking animal. Did you see him in Tropic Thunder? I feel like that's how Tom Cruise is in real life.
That's the alter ego he's certainly going to channel when he enters the octagon. I know that much.
Find out who that was.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
Him in that movie is so perfect. It's so freaking funny. And half the people that watched that movie didn't even know it was Tom Cruise for the first, 10 minutes.
Oh, my God. I love him. So well-rounded. But I saw that on Twitter. Everybody was talking about it. And I was like, yes. Who are we going to challenge to a fight randomly on Twitter? It looks like ding, ding, ding. Come on down, Mr. Drew Carey.
Oh, my gosh. Bring it on, Drew. Let's go.
Let's go. JM Pags wants a piece of you. But anyway, people, like we said out there, little structure, very little content of any substance. A hilarious conversation, as always. We appreciate you listening out there. Click subscribe on iTunes. Maybe listen to us on Spotify. I've heard Spotify pays a little bit better for your view counts and listens out there. So let's maybe transition over to that platform. We're going to get up and running here a little bit more on YouTube as well. Instagram, obviously, where it's at. As always, guys, we love talking to you. We appreciate you listening. And we will talk to you guys very soon.
Talk to you soon, guys. Later.
Peace.